Musée d'Orsay, as the first pale light of morning stretches across Paris. The city slowly awakens beneath a soft, golden haze. The Seine lies like a ribbon of liquid silver, its surface catching the earliest rays of the sun and shimmering with delicate reflections of historic bridges, riverboats, and the elegant vicades that line its banks. A gentle mist hovers above the water, curling around the piers and quays, as if the city itself is breathing a quiet sigh of dawn. Along the river, early risers appear, joggers in the distance, a lone painter sketching the scene, in a boat gliding silently through the calm currents, adding subtle life to the tranquil cityscape, emerging majestically from the riverside. The Musée d'Orsay stands in all its Beaux-Arts glory, a grand former railway station transformed into a haven of art and culture. Its sandstone facade glows warmly in the first light, every sculpted detail, ornate cornice, and arched window framed in subtle shadows that dance across the stone. The museum's iconic clock towers high above the translucent glass catching the sunrise, glowing like a beacon of history and human achievement. The air carries the faint scent of the Seine mixed with morning freshness, while the distant chiming of church bells and the soft hum of the awakening city provide a gentle soundtrack to the scene. From this perspective, the museum seems almost alive, a bridge between the past and present. The camera glides along the riverbank, capturing the interplay of light on water, the faint ripples from passing boats, and the reflections of Parisian rooftops in the Seine. Every detail of the city cobblestone streets, wrought iron railings, and early morning cafes just opening their shutters adds depth to the tableau. Pigeons lift from the quay in sudden flurries, their wings catching glints of the rising sun, and the sounds of footsteps on stone echo softly, hinting at the beginning of a new day. Looking closer at the Musée d'Orsay, the architectural details revealed the building's history. The grand arched windows that once welcomed travelers now frame priceless works of art. The soaring iron and glass ceiling, a marvel of 19th century engineering, allows natural light to pour into the central nave, and the intricate reliefs and sculptures carved into the facade celebrate allegories of art, science, and progress. As the sunlight grows stronger, the facade is illuminated in shifting tones, warm golds, soft oranges, and delicate pinks, casting long shadows that enhance the sense of scale and grandeur. Boats drift lazily on the river, their reflections merging with the shimmering surface of the Seine. Tourists and locals are few at this hour, allowing the scene to remain serene and almost timeless, a perfect contrast to the bustling energy the city will carry later in the day. The camera pans slowly upward, capturing the expanse of Paris' skyline, from the distant towers of Montmartre to the rooftops of the left bank, reminding viewers that the Musée d'Orsay sits at the very heart of a living, breathing city. This dawn, with its quiet majesty and subtle symphony of sights and sounds, sets the stage for the journey into the museum itself. Every beam of light, every gentle ripple on the Seine, and every architectural flourish of the museum whispers a promise. Within these walls, centuries of human creativity await, ready to transport visitors through time, color, and imagination. The city may still be waking, but here, at the Musée d'Orsay, the spirit of art is already alive, glowing in harmony with the first light of day. The grand entrance stepping closer to the Musée, the visitor is immediately enveloped by a sense of awe. The grand entrance, once the bustling heart of a railway station, now welcomes art lovers into a sanctuary of culture and creativity. The massive iron and glass canopy overhead catches the morning light, scattering it across polished stone floors in a delicate lattice of shadows and reflections. As the camera glides beneath the arches, every detail of the architecture comes alive. Ornate carvings, gilded accents, and statues that celebrate the triumphs of industry, art, and human ingenuity. The immense clock, visible from both inside and outside, serves as a silent witness to the centuries of history the building has experienced. Its hands frozen in a delicate balance between past and present. Visitors move slowly, drawn upward by the soaring central nave, where sunlight pours through the vaulted glass ceiling, illuminating the sculptures and decorative flourishes that line the corridors. The space feels monumental yet inviting, a place where the grandeur of 19th century engineering meets the intimacy of a world-class museum. Footsteps echo softly against the stone, mingling with the faint hum of whispers, cameras clicking, and the distant murmur of guides sharing stories of art and history. The walls, lined with elegant balustrades and intricate reliefs, frame the museum's treasures, offering glimpses of paintings and sculptures waiting to be discovered. From this vantage, the Musée d'Orsay feels like a living organism. Light shifts with the movement of the sun, highlighting different elements of the space. From the delicate filigree of ironwork to the subtle texture of stone columns, the central nave stretches forward, a corridor of light and perspective that draws the eye toward the galleries beyond, promising an endless journey through color, texture, and human imagination. Every visitor who steps through these doors is not just entering a museum. They are entering a story of transformation, from a hub of industrial progress to a temple of artistic excellence, where each corridor and archway invites exploration, contemplation, and inspiration. Even in the quiet of early morning, the grand entrance hums with possibility. It is a threshold where time seems to pause, where the energy of a city, the ingenuity of its builders, and the brilliance of countless artists converge. As the camera slowly rises toward the vaulted ceiling, capturing the interplay of light, shadow, and structure, it becomes clear that this is not just an entrance, it is a portal, opening onto a world where art, history, and human creativity meet in breathtaking harmony. The Impressionist revolution stepping beyond the grand entrance. The visitor is immediately immersed in the luminous world of Impressionism, where light, color, and emotion converge in ways that forever transformed the art of the 19th century. The galleries open into wide, airy spaces, their high ceilings and soft natural light pouring through tall windows, creating the perfect environment for paintings that seem to shimmer and breathe. On every wall, masterpieces by Monet, Renoir, Degas, and Cézanne capture fleeting moments, morning mists over rivers, sun-dappled landscapes, bustling Parisian streets, each brushstroke alive with movement, energy, and life. The camera glides slowly past a Monet water lily pond, the greens and blues glowing under the natural light, reflecting the serene yet vibrant beauty of nature as seen through the artist's eyes. Renoir's depictions of Parisian leisure people dancing at outdoor fêtes, children playing in gardens, elegantly dressed women strolling along promenades radiate warmth and vitality, drawing the viewer into a world where observation meets imagination. The subtle textures of oil paint, layered with a delicate mastery, create depth and dimension that invite close inspection. Visitors pause, captivated, tracing each delicate stroke with their eyes, feeling the way the artist sought not just to record reality but to interpret the fleeting sensations of light, color, and atmosphere. The galleries themselves are carefully arranged to guide the viewer through the evolution of Impressionism. Early works demonstrate the meticulous study of natural light, while later pieces explode with daring color and abstraction, showing the movement's growing confidence and experimentation. The soft murmur of appreciation fills the air, interspersed with the gentle tapping of camera shutters. Yet a reverent hush pervades, the kind that comes when one senses they are witnessing the birth of modern artistic expression. Sculptures placed between paintings provide balance and contrast, their three-dimensional forms echoing the dynamism captured on canvas. As the camera moves through the Impressionist galleries, it captures subtle interactions, a child pointing excitedly at the bright colors of a Monet, an elderly couple lingering before a Renoir, a solitary visitor leaning closer to study the texture of paint that seems to capture sunlight itself. The light shifts across the galleries with the passage of time, illuminating different aspects of the works and revealing details that may be missed at first glance. A glint of water, a shadow falling across a cobbled street, the softness of a figure's expression. Here, in the heart of the Musée d'Orsay, viewers are not just looking at paintings, they are stepping into a world alive with perception, feeling, and revolutionary vision. Every corner of the gallery whispers the story of artists who dared to see the world differently, who challenged academic traditions, and who captured the ephemeral beauty of life with honesty and poetry. The Impressionist revolution is not only a chapter in art history, it is an invitation to feel the rhythm of light, the pulse of the city, and the quiet poetry of nature itself. The camera lingers on each masterpiece, allowing the audience to absorb the full spectrum of emotion and technical brilliance, creating a moment of reverence, wonder, and inspiration that bridges centuries of artistic innovation. Van Gogh's emotional brushstrokes, moving deeper into the galleries. The viewer encounters the electrifying intensity of Vincent van Gogh's works, where every canvas pulses with raw emotion and the vivid energy of the artist's inner world. The walls glow with the warmth of his signature yellows, cobalt blues, and fiery oranges, creating a striking contrast against the museum's neutral stone and iron architecture. Each painting seems alive, the thick, expressive brushstrokes twisting and turning across the canvas, capturing not only the image before him but also the very heartbeat of the moment, the turbulence of his thoughts, and the profound depth of his emotions. The camera glides slowly past starry night over the rain and bedroom and air, lingering on the swirling skies, the reflective waters, and the intimate domestic scenes, allowing viewers to feel the intensity of Van Gogh's perception of the world. The texture of the paint, layered and almost sculptural in its application, invites the eye to explore every ridge and groove, each telling a story of the artist's relentless passion and sensitivity. Sunflowers bloom with vibrant life on the walls, their golden petals radiating energy that seems to extend beyond the canvas. Filling the room with warmth and vitality, visitors are drawn into the emotional resonance of the works, pausing, as if to feel the very energy that Van Gogh poured into his creations. The galleries are quiet, yet a palpable tension lingers in the air, a sense of being in the presence of genius that was both fragile and fiery. The lighting is soft, designed to highlight the textures and hues without overpowering the natural drama of the paintings, allowing shadows and light to dance across each masterpiece, enhancing their emotional impact. Interspersed among the paintings, sketches and personal letters provide a glimpse into Van Gogh's mind, his relentless pursuit of understanding, and his ceaseless experimentation with color, form, and perspective. As the camera pans across these intimate details, the viewer senses a connection across time, bridging the 19th century to the present moment, as if the artist himself were whispering his thoughts through the strokes of his brush. Even in the quiet stillness of the museum, Van Gogh's presence is unmistakable. His paintings demand attention, compel reflection, and invite an emotional dialogue. The swirling skies, the golden fields, and the vibrant portraits serve not just as art, but as windows into the human soul, capturing both the anguish and the beauty of life with a power that resonates across centuries. Every moment spent in front of Van Gogh's masterpieces is a journey into intensity, emotion, and revelation, a reminder that art is not merely seen, but deeply felt. Degas and the ballets. The viewer moves through the museum. The atmosphere shifts into a world of elegance, movement, and quiet grace. Entering the galleries dedicated to Edgar Degas and his intimate portrayals of ballet. Here, the energy is delicate yet compelling, capturing the poise, discipline, and beauty of dancers in their private moments, stretching at the bar, rehearsing under soft light, or pausing mid-step in fleeting, almost ethereal poses. The camera glides slowly along the walls, revealing pastels, sculptures, and sketches, each piece layered with subtle textures and details that bring the Parisian ballet to life before the audience's eyes. Degas' mastery of light and shadow creates an immersive sense of space. Soft afternoon illumination falls across the polished floors of rehearsal studios, casting reflections that interact with the fluidity of the dancers' movements. The pastel tones of their costumes and delicate skin tones contrast beautifully against muted backgrounds, emphasizing motion frozen in time. Visitors linger, captivated by the intimacy of these moments, as though peeking behind the scenes of the grand stages of Paris, witnessing both the elegance and the rigor of this artistic world. The galleries are arranged to mirror the rhythm of the dancers themselves. Sculptures of ballerinas in mid-pose punctuate the walls, offering a three-dimensional complement to the paintings. Each figure captures balance, tension, and movement in ways that reveal the physical and emotional demands of ballet. As the camera pans across the pieces, the viewer is invited to trace the arcs of arms, the extension of legs, the tilt of a head doll, frozen, yet vibrant, filled with life. Beyond the technical brilliance, Degas' works convey a profound humanity. These are not idealized performers but real women, caught in moments of exertion, rest, reflection, or concentration. The camera lingers on subtle details: the curve of a dancer's hand, the softness of hair pinned into a bun, the folds of a skirt mid-whirl, each telling a story of dedication, grace, and vulnerability. The muted background hum of the museum and the occasional shuffle of visitors reinforce the quiet, contemplative mood of the space, allowing each work to resonate fully. Through Degas, the Musée d'Orsay bridges the gap between the ephemeral and the eternal. Viewers are drawn into a dialogue with the past, sensing both the discipline of the dancers and the artist's devotion to capturing truth and beauty in motion. The galleries evoke not just admiration for technique but a deep appreciation for the poetry of human movement, making every glance, every lingering pause, and every reflective moment a journey into the heart of art, discipline, and life itself. Monet and modernity. As visitors move into the next gallery, the energy shifts once again, this time toward boldness, rebellion, and the vibrant pulse of modern life as captured by Edouard Manet. Here, the walls are adorned with works that challenged the conventions of 19th century academic painting, presenting Paris not as an idealized backdrop but as a living, breathing city, full of movement, contradictions, and human emotion. The camera glides past Olympia and the luncheon on the grass, lingering on the audacity of Monet's compositions, the stark contrasts of light and shadow, and the unapologetic realism that caused scandal when first revealed to the public. The gallery lighting is carefully designed to enhance the dramatic tension in his works, accentuating the textures of oil paint, the subtleties of skin tones, and the interplay between figures and space. Each brushstroke feels deliberate, a declaration of intent, inviting the viewer to question tradition, perception, and the evolving nature of art. Visitors pause, drawn by the combination of technical mastery and emotional resonance, sensing the courage it took to depict modern life with such clarity, honesty, and immediacy. Monet's paintings are windows into Parisian society, cafes bustling with patrons, women and men navigating the changing social landscape, leisure scenes, and intimate portraits that capture personality and presence with striking directness. The camera captures these moments from multiple angles, allowing viewers to see both the grand composition and the minute details: the glint of sunlight on a table, the texture of fabric, the expressions on faces that hint at stories beyond the canvas. Sculptures and decorative arts placed strategically between paintings echo the modern themes, offering complementary perspectives on form, style, and human experience. The gallery evokes the tension between the old and the new. Architectural elements of the museum's soaring ceilings, polished stone floors, and elegant ironwork contrast with the revolutionary energy of Monet's art, reminding visitors that progress in art often mirrors broader cultural shifts. The camera pans across viewers' reactions, admiration, curiosity, quiet contemplation, and even surprise, emphasizing how Monet's work continues to provoke thought and inspire dialogue centuries later. Through Monet, the Musée d'Orsay offers a portal into a world on the cusp of transformation. His paintings do more than depict scenes. They capture the spirit of modernity itself, the confidence, the questioning, and the vitality of a society, redefining its values and aesthetic sensibilities. Each canvas is an invitation to see, think, and feel, bridging the past and present while celebrating the enduring power of artistic innovation. The gallery becomes a stage where light, brushstroke, and human observation converge, allowing visitors to experience firsthand the revolutionary vision that helped shape modern art, sculptures, and decorative arts beyond the painted canvases. The Musée d'Orsay opens a world of three-dimensional wonder, where sculpture and decorative arts provide a tactile, immersive experience that complements the visual feast of the galleries. Visitors enter spaces where marble, bronze, and gilded works stand in quiet majesty, each piece a testament to technical mastery, creative imagination, and the artistic spirit of the 19th and early 20th centuries. The camera glides past statues frozen in motion, allegorical figures exuding grace and strength, and delicate bronze and terracotta sculptures, capturing fleeting gestures of life with astonishing precision. The lighting is soft yet purposeful, highlighting the curves, angles, and intricate details of each piece. Shadows fall gently across the surfaces, emphasizing textures, depth, and the subtle interplay of light on polished stone or patinated metal. Visitors lean closer to study the fine craftsmanship folds of drapery that appear weightless, the lifelike rendering of muscle and sinew, and the exquisite detailing of hands and faces that tell stories of emotion, mythology, and human experience. Every sculpture invites contemplation, offering a sense of intimacy that contrasts with the grandeur of the larger architectural spaces. The decorative arts section further enriches the journey, showcasing furniture, clocks, porcelain, glasswork, and other objects where artistry meets everyday life. Each item is a miniature masterpiece, reflecting the tastes, techniques, and innovations of the period, as well as the cultural currents shaping Parisian society. Ornate gilding, delicate enamel, and intricate inlays demonstrate a level of craftsmanship that transforms functional objects into works of art. The camera lingers on these treasures, capturing their elegance, complexity, and the stories embedded in every curve and pattern. Visitors move slowly, their footsteps echoing softly against polished floors. As they explore the careful curation of these galleries, the juxtaposition of large-scale sculptures with intimate decorative objects creates a rhythm, a visual dialogue between the monumental and the delicate. In this space, viewers can sense the continuity of human creativity from grand gestures in marble to intricate designs in porcelain, reminding them that artistry is not confined to canvas or stage but extends into every facet of life. The camera pans across the galleries. The Musée d'Orsay reveals itself as more than a museum. It is a living archive of imagination, technique, and cultural history. Sculptures seem almost to breathe, objects glimmer with historical resonance, and the interplay of light, space, and form immerses the visitor in a world where creativity knows no bounds. Here, every glance, every subtle movement of the eye uncovers a story, a detail, a spark of inspiration, making the decorative arts and sculptures not merely ornamental, but essential chapters in the rich narrative of art, society, and human expression. Hidden gems. As visitors continue their journey through the Musée d'Orsay, they discover quieter corridors and intimate rooms where the museum's lesser-known treasures reside, works that may not dominate postcards or guidebooks, yet carry a profound depth and beauty that rewards careful observation. These hidden gems range from smaller paintings tucked into corners, delicate sketches, and experimental works, to rare sculptures and intricate decorative pieces that reveal the subtleties of 19th-century artistic innovation. The camera glides slowly along these galleries, inviting the viewer to pause, lean in, and appreciate details often overlooked in the grandeur of the main halls. Here, the intimacy of the space contrasts with the expansive Impressionist and Post-Impressionist galleries. Natural light filters gently through high windows, creating soft pools of illumination on walls and floors, enhancing the colors, textures, and intricate brushwork of each piece. The visitor feels a sense of discovery, like stepping into a private conversation with the artist, encountering expressions, techniques, and themes that speak directly to the soul. The quiet hum of the museum's soft footsteps, occasional whispers, the distant echo of other rooms reinforces the feeling of a secret world waiting to be explored. Among these hidden treasures, early works by emerging artists reveal the seeds of later masterpieces. Sketches hint at artistic experimentation, and small sculptures capture gestures or emotions too fleeting for grand canvases. Every piece tells a story, a glance into an overlooked corner of Parisian life, a subtle play of light on fabric, a fleeting emotion captured in the curve of a hand or the tilt of a head. The camera lingers on these moments, emphasizing the artistry, thought, and intention behind works that may otherwise remain unnoticed. This section of the museum reminds viewers that art is not only about monumental gestures or famous masterpieces. The subtle, the delicate, the quietly brilliant all deserve attention. By giving space to these works, the Musée d'Orsay invites a slower, more contemplative journey, one in which the visitor can engage with art on a personal, intimate level. The hidden gems become a metaphor for the museum itself, a place where every corner, every hallway, every overlooked detail has the power to surprise, inspire, and evoke deep emotional resonance. In these quieter galleries, the Musée d'Orsay achieves a rare balance between grandeur and intimacy, between celebrated masterpieces and lesser-known works, allowing viewers to feel as if they are uncovering the museum's secrets one by one. It is a space that celebrates curiosity, reflection, and the joy of discovery, reminding us that every painting, sculpture, or artifact, no matter its size or fame, carries the potential to move, captivate, and transform the observer. Panoramic views. As visitors approach the upper levels and arched windows of the Musée d'Orsay, they are treated to breathtaking panoramic views of Paris, where the city itself becomes part of the museum experience. From this vantage point, the Seine winds gracefully through the heart of the city, its shimmering surface reflecting the golden hues of early morning or the soft glow of afternoon light. Bridges arch elegantly across the river and along the quays. Rows of historic buildings, with their classic Parisian rooftops, stretch toward the horizon. The camera slowly pans outward, capturing the harmonious interplay between the architectural beauty of the city and the artistic treasures contained within the museum walls. The site is both intimate and expansive. Distant spires, church towers, and the domes of landmarks like the Sacre, Coeur, and the Institut de France rise above the rooftops, creating a skyline that speaks to centuries of culture, history, and creativity. The soft hum of Paris' distant traffic, the gentle ripple of the river, and the occasional murmur of pedestrians adds life to the view, reminding the viewer that the city itself is a living, breathing extension of the museum. Sunlight spills through the windows, casting warm light across the museum galleries and highlighting sculptures, paintings, and architectural details in a natural, cinematic glow. From these panoramic vantage points, the connection between the Musée d'Orsay and the city becomes palpable. Art and life coexist. The paintings inside mirror the streets and rivers outside. The light that inspires Impressionist works streams directly into the museum, and the rhythm of Parisian life continues in silent dialogue with the past captured on canvas. Visitors linger, mesmerized by the way the cityscape frames the museum's interiors, creating a sense of unity between the external world and the curated treasures within. The camera moves slowly along the windows, capturing the reflections of the museum's grand arches in the glass. Merging interior and exterior, past and present, the panoramic views evoke a feeling of both awe and contemplation, as viewers recognize that the Musée d'Orsay is not merely a repository of art, but a vantage point onto the culture, history, and daily life of Paris itself. Every glance through these windows becomes a meditation on perspective, beauty, and the enduring dialogue between a city and its art, inviting the visitor to pause, reflect, and feel a deep connection to both the museum and the city beyond.